to the stage the President of the Royal Academy of Engineering and a trustee of the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering Foundation, Professor Dame Anne Dowling.
Your Royal Highness, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really delighted to welcome you here today for the announcement of the winner of the 2017 Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering. Our £1 million global prize is awarded every 2 years. The first prize was awarded in 2013 to 5 outstanding engineers that created the internet and the World Wide Web. The 2015 prize went to Dr. Robert Langer for his pioneering work on large molecule drug delivery. The Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering recognizes outstanding advances in engineering that have been of global benefit to humanity and celebrates the people who are responsible for these innovations. Modern engineering covers a dizzying array of subjects, from nanotechnology to satellites, from reservoir design to telemedicine. We welcome nominations from any field of engineering and from all over the world. As well as celebrating engineering innovation, we're also on a mission to celebrate engineering as a career choice. We want to inspire young people from all walks of life to join us on our journey to create a better world. Our trophy competition is one of the ways that we can engage with these potential engineers, and you'll hear more about that very shortly. Today, we're very honoured to have our Royal Fellow, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal, with us here right now, representing Her Majesty the Queen. We're really grateful to Her Royal Highness's tireless work in promoting engineering and in promoting diversity, working both with the Academy and, of course, also as patron of the WISE campaign and president of the disaster relief charity Red R. Engineering is a global endeavour, and international partnerships are crucial for enabling the engineering community to contribute to the great challenges our world faces. I'd now like to invite Her Royal Highness to say a few words.
Thank you, President. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, and it's always a privilege to come here and a great pleasure to join you on this particular occasion when we now announce the winners of this becoming more important prize. I was here, as before, as you rightly said, in fact, at the inaugural prize in 2013. And to be honest, to meet those 5 pioneers of the internet and World Wide Web was a real treat. And it really condensed one's sort of understanding of what was going on. Don't know that I understand it any better, but I appreciated more of the starting point in the process. Actually, I think that's quite an important point to make as an unqualified engineer. It helps one understand what engineers have achieved and what it means. And at the presentation for the Queen Elizabeth Prize in 2015, I met Dr. Robert Langer. Now, with wearing a number of other hats as chancellors of universities and medical colleges, I hear a lot about the improvements that you see across the medical field. So again, a very important aspect of just how much things have changed, the scope of what medicine can achieve as an engineer. That's an important point to make. And it's also a pleasure to see that the prize is really becoming truly global. I gather that the last prize cycle news of the prize winner as its winner reached over 1.25 billion people across the world. Now, I think the prize was designed to try and raise the profile of engineers and what they contribute. That's not a bad achievement in a couple of cycles, so really congratulations to both the decision-making process and the way in which you've promoted the prize and those winners and making that connection of just how important they are to us all. And I don't think that won't be any different this time, because I do think the success of the prize is not just rewarding those individuals who've made quite astonishing contributions as engineers, but for them and us to recognise what has been achieved and what it has meant to a much wider constituency. And that's really important. So thank you to those who've been involved in that. We know that this is an ongoing process, so hopefully there'll be many more opportunities to celebrate truly inspirational engineering achievements that continue to help solve some of the most challenging of our problems. We know that we've already made great strides in cleaner energy and certainly clean water, although that should never ever disappear below the horizon. That is, will remain a major issue. And in the providing of affordable, effective healthcare that can reach everybody. And if that's part of the process, to underline the scope of engineers and what they achieve, and just where those revolutionary new designs and inventions and innovations can come from, this prize is serving a really useful purpose. But I also hope it attracts the attention of more young people to the scope that engineering offers, what it can mean to everybody around them. This is a prize which carries a not insignificant real prize in terms of monetary prize with it. But I doubt if that'll be the reason that most people will become engineers. It has to be something that really inspires them, and hopefully that inspiration will be to make a difference, and that they will continue to do so. That's an important message to continue to spread, and I know that this Queen Elizabeth Prize is one very good way of doing so, and I very much look forward to meeting those winners today and learning a great deal more. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Royal Highness, my lords, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ian Blatchford, the Chief Executive of the Science Museum Group. We are very close to finding out who has won the 2017 Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering. But before Lord Brown makes that announcement, I want to let you know about another integral part of the prize. For every prize cycle, there is a competition called Create the Trophy, where we invite budding young designers to get involved, encouraging them to use their creative talents to come up with an iconic trophy design that befits the prestige of the QEPrize, and also one that epitomizes modern engineering. I had the honor of chairing the final judging panel. For 2017, the competition was opened up to an international audience, and anyone aged 14 to 24 could enter. As a result, we received an incredible number of entries from 32 different countries. The final shortlist you can see on the screen behind me, and you will have seen the animated videos on the screens downstairs. My colleagues and I in the judging panel met very recently to pick the winning design. And because of the high standard and such diversity in the designs, I can assure you that the decision wasn't made quickly. But we did eventually agree on the winner, and the reason we chose this design was that it was a combination of the expected and unexpected. When you first look at it, you think it is a completely solid object. But in fact, once you begin to move around it and realize it is an interesting combination of a very stable and complex and unstable form. It has light and shade. It has simplicity, but it is also complex facets of engineering itself. I'm delighted to let you know that our winner is actually here with us today. But before I invite him onto the stage, I would like to thank my colleagues on the judging panel, Roma Agrawa, Rebecca Ramos, and Mark Miodovnik, for their valuable perspectives in deciding the winning design. So I'm delighted to tell you that the winner of the 2017 Create the Trophy competition is Samuel Bentley, a 15-year-old student from Wales. And his design you can see on the screen. So Samuel, no pressure, but if you'd like to join me on stage in front of some of the brightest people in the world, don't be too intimidated. Samuel will be back with us later in the year to see his winning design being presented to the winners at the special prize-giving ceremony at Buckingham Palace. The trophy itself will be 3D printed by the additive manufacturing team at BAE Systems. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite Lord Brown of Madingley, Chairman of the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering, onto the stage for that announcement.
Thank you, Ian, and very well done, Samuel. Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. In 2012, this prize was launched with two aims. First, to celebrate and reward feats of engineering that have become of significant benefit to humanity. And second, through the prize, we wanted to inspire future engineers to take up the challenges that humanity will face in the years to come. Since then, we've gathered here twice, in 2013 and 15, to recognize the prize winners, the pioneers of the internet, the World Wide Web, and controlled release drug delivery undoubtedly pushed forward the boundaries of the possible, changing how we live, how we think, how we work, and how we survive. And the need for a new generation of outstanding engineers is as important as ever. Over the next many years, it will be engineers who will find solutions to the world's costly and difficult burdens: climate change, energy security, healthcare, and undernutrition. In the last 5 years, the Queen Elizabeth Prize Foundation has built a network of engineering ambassadors, which now spans over 20 countries. Their enthusiasm and pride in their work is already making a difference. They're ensuring that greater numbers of talented, committed young people follow a career in engineering. And I'm delighted that so many of them can join us here today. On behalf of the Foundation, I also want to thank our 12 generous donors: BAE Systems, GSK, Shell, Tata Consultancy, Toshiba, National Grid, Siemens, Tata Steel, BP, Nissan Motors, Sony, and Jaguar Land Rover. Each of these companies relies on thousands of engineers in their daily operations. Like the QEPrize, they recognize the value in recruiting, retaining, and celebrating the very best of engineering. And without their generous support, our work would not be possible. And I'd also like to thank Sir Christopher Snowdon and the judges for their dedication in selecting this year's winners. The prize sets a high bar for excellence, and we're fortunate to have such a distinguished panel of judges. Now, before I reveal their decision, we have a chance to hear from some of them.
Engineers solve problems. They work together across continents in order to get a product, a solution, an answer that enables some incredible things to happen.
The Queen Elizabeth Prize is one way to recognize human ingenuity.
An innovation is worthy when it improves the lives of people.
So many aspects of our lives are influenced by this, and will continue to be. I'm sure many of the applications we've not even seen yet.
You cannot name an area where it hasn't had impact.
The winning innovation is used in so many areas and in so many ways, and it allows us to look at things in a different way.
Enabling the exploration of space, enabling the exploration of the human body, enabling civil engineering, enabling an enormous array of biotechnical engineering.
It can cover from infrared, which human cannot see, from infrared to ultraviolet. This is even more powerful than the human eye. So it has extended our ability to see things that we couldn't see in the past.
So it's something that takes us through from research to everyday social behaviour to healthcare through to the universe.
You need to have engineers. So I think it is exciting that there is a prize now in the world trying to recognize what engineers do for society and for human beings.
What we particularly like with the winners of this award is that they come from different continents. They come from Europe, part of the developments were done in the US, but also a large part of the developments were done in Japan.
The highest recognition that any human being can get is for their peers to stand up, applaud, and cheer. So therefore, I think this is the best form of recognition for engineers.
So let me talk, if I may now, about the winning team of engineers. They've created something that has touched the lives of billions of people around the world, including every single person in this room today. I can guarantee it. Their work has revolutionized the way we capture and analyze visual information. And every second of every single day in every year, 50 cameras are made every second using their technology. They've dramatically changed the way we communicate, enabling us to share information instantaneously and communicate around the world in real time, even on our phones. So, Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, for their work on digital image sensors, the 2017 Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering is awarded to Michael Tompsett, George Smith, Nobu Teranishi, and Eric Fossum. Ladies and gentlemen, our laureates. Please come. Thank you. Dr. Smith can't make it here today, but we're so pleased to have three of the laureates here, and I know each of them are going to say something right now. Eric, I think, are you first?
Am I saying, what am I going to say?
Whatever you do.
Oh, well.
Most importantly, say it.
My 2 minutes in the limelight, excuse me. Well, first of all, I want to say it's a great honor and pleasure, of course, to learn that I'm one of the four winners. I want to express my gratitude to the QEPrize organization and its distinguished judges and supporting donors, so thank you so much. I also want to thank my family for being so supportive over many years, and thank you, George and Mike and Nobu, for letting me stand on your shoulders to advance camera technology from CCDs to CMOS image sensors. As I'm sure you've all guessed, the CMOS image sensor technology did not get from light bulb idea at NASA to your smartphone all by itself. Along the way, the R&D by my team at JPL was critical, and I want to thank Sabrina Kennedy, Bob Nixon, Suni Mendes, and Roger Panicaci. And even more R&D was performed at our startup, Photobit. And that list is just way too long to name names, but thanks to all of you. And especially those at Photobit that immigrated to America to join Photobit. That's part of what has made America great. Lastly, I want to thank the thousands of engineers in dozens of companies around the globe that have really taken this technology from its early incarnations to the amazing level of performance we see in smartphones and other cameras today. This includes engineers in America, England, Scotland, Norway, France, Germany, Italy, China, South Korea, Taiwan, and of course Japan, and that's probably not even a complete list. It's truly a global effort. And I always try to explain to people that engineering is as much of a creative field as any field of art, except that the tools of creation are math and science instead of pens, brushes, and musical instruments. We need to nurture young people in the creative art of invention and engineering, because this is where solutions to many of the world's problems will come from in the years ahead. I want to thank the QEPrize for recognizing this critical need and encouraging young people in engineering. I also want to make a special shout out to the U.S. National Inventors Hall of Fame's Camp Invention for reaching out with programming each year to tens of thousands of elementary students and many of their teachers, thus nurturing the art of invention. Thank you very much.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our great honor to receive Queen Elizabeth Award for Engineering. We appreciate my family, my teachers, my senior colleagues, and everybody, because everybody is our customer of image sensor technology or cameras. Thanks for image sensor technology, anyone can take a photo anywhere, anytime, like this. Thank you very much.
Mike, please.
Your Royal Highness, Lords, ladies and gentlemen. I've always wanted to say that introduction. First opportunity. I've read about the qualifications of our extremely distinguished panel, led by the gentleman here, and of judges for this award, and their achievements are quite daunting. So I feel tremendously overawed, very surprised, and highly honored to be awarded this QEPrize. For the record, this creates a sort of double, since the uncooled thermal imaging camera tube that I first invented won the Queen's Award for Technological Achievement in 1987 for its contribution to firefighting because it sees through smoke. I have to credit and thank all my colleagues, too many to name, through the years for their contributions to my publications and work. We should also note the many engineers and scientists who have so painstakingly developed today's amazing integrated circuit technology, which can now manufacture images by the billion with the performance and perfection that we all take for granted. I'd also like to heartily thank all the 12 companies that made this award possible. I can only credit all the people around the world who've made the use of images so ubiquitous for convincing the panel, this panel of judges that we achieved something worthwhile with our early primitive efforts. Here is the first digital color camera you'll be able to see in the reception area. But this is the first digital cover girl. This was taken in 1972, and the subject is in the audience there. And she hasn't changed very much in the last 45 years. I realize that the object of this award is not really to reward us, the prize winners, but to promote and stimulate talented students of both sexes all around the world to study those vitally important STEM subjects and not to be intimidated or dissuaded from becoming engineers. Engineering is a fun, creative, exciting, fulfilling, and rewarding activity in itself for both sexes, as well as for its crucial role that it plays in society. And that is the message to be taken away today and publicized. Thank you.
So first, thank you very much. But before you go, I would like to ask you a few questions, if I could, which may be useful to build on the shoulders of your great achievement. You've invented technology, you've engineered it, and it's changed the way we do things in the world. So if you were talking to an engineer early in their career, what do you think the big challenge is that they should focus on? What do you think the important thing that we should look at for the world as a whole? Let me go around. Eric, what do you...
Well, it's way outside my field, but I think one of the things I'm concerned about for the next N generations after us is water, and being able to have water for the people on the planet, especially in the light of climate change. So I think that water technology is very important to me for my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Nobu, what do you...
I think communications for peace is very important right now. And technology is not main part, but technologies can help heart-to-heart deep communications. That's it.
Michael.
I have a very simple answer here: to keep hackers out of our computers. But not only our computers, not the ones our personal computers, but also the computers that are in our electrical systems, our water systems, our nuclear power stations, and so on. I think that is a very major challenge that people have to work on. But I can't put out tasks at this point. The important thing is for engineers to take time out from their rat race, with their challenges that their managers have set them, and have some time out and think about the applications and their needs, and go ahead and pursue those. Thank you.
Michael, can I ask you another question? When you did the work, and maybe it applies to every one of you, at what point did you realize you'd done something which could change the way we behaved as humanity?
I think it took a lot of time to actually get to the point when we realized that it would change. I think I'd left the field by that time. We knew it was going to make smaller cameras, personal cameras. We had no idea that everyone would walk around with a mobile telephone with an image sensor facing in both directions. I mean, this is quite amazing. I worked at AT&T Bell Labs. They had introduced the idea of picture phone back in the 60s. That was a complete flop because it was too expensive to implement on copper wire. We now have it, of course, in Skype and other teleconferencing applications. No, we did not. In the sense that I knew I was trying to put something into picture phone, so we had that concept, but we had no idea it was going to be as tiny as it's become.
No, but may I ask you, all the prize winners have come from Europe and the United States. What's it feel like to be the first laureate from Japan?
I think I'm very lucky because there are many technologies which is very important and valuable for our world. And the image sensor technology was chosen for this award. And especially in Japan, engineers do not want to advertise their own technology. So the engineers are not under the spotlight. So young children want to become a sports player or actor or dancer, and very small part of children wants to become scientists, not engineers. So if this award becomes some trigger to advertise engineers to young generation, it's great. Yeah.
And Eric, can I ask you one? So you are known as a serial entrepreneur. I know one or two, but I bet you're a very good one. But how's that combination helped shape your career?
Well, there's two important things. One is that I discovered that being a professor and being an entrepreneur is really like the same thing. You have to go out and raise money and work with people. But it's also very important, I think, at this stage in my life to be able to bring that experience back into the classroom where I'm at Dartmouth to teach the next generation, both not only about the technologies that are involved, but also how you go about translating them into commercial products. But it's been a fantastic voyage so far.
Thank you. I'm going to ask all of you one last question, if I can, and which is a leading question. I mean, you've all had a lot of awards, some very great awards, which I admire personally enormously. What's it feel like? What is so special about a Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering prize? It's a leading question, of course. But since I'll ask Michael the question first.
Well, it's more focused. It's one prize. I have received other prizes. It's quite overwhelming to be given this prize when there's so many other amazing people doing amazing things in the world of engineering. So it's very awesome.
That's Nobu.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know when I can receive money. And we are friends, so we want to divide equally. And still, it's a big bonus for me, for my family. So I want to use that money for image sensor community and engineering community.
Eric.
Lord Brown, all I can say is, holy cow, this is the biggest engineering prize in the world. I mean, this is utterly fantastic, and to use the vernacular, I am gobsmacked. It's really astonishing. It's terrific, and I don't know, I'm speechless.
Thank you. You're clearly not speechless. But thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal proceedings. I'd like to invite the Princess Royal, Her Royal Highness to come up and talk to the laureates, but we are now concluded. So thank you very much indeed for being here with us. Thank you.